What up, dudes? It's Gaz, and welcome back to the Warframe video. So, DE finally announced the official release date for Duviri, and it actually is coming out in April. Even though a lot of people were thinking it was not coming out in April because it just felt like the release date was never coming. So yeah, they did announce it. We're going to watch the trailer as well, the cinematic trailer, and go over how you can prepare for Duviri if you somehow still don't know that and you've been watching the channel the last couple months. If you do these types of videos, we will definitely be doing daily Warframe videos again with Duviri coming out. It was kind of hard to be inspired to do anything with DE being really lacking on the info and stuff. So yeah, let's get into it. Alright, so Duviri is coming out April 26th. Today is the 13th, so about 2 weeks from today, actually about 13 days from today, is when Duviri is coming out, and they have the cinematic trailer right here. I'm not going to have the dialogue on just because I don't want to spoil everything, to be honest, but basically, it's just a cinematic trailer. There's no gameplay in here. If you've been watching the channel previously, you've seen gameplay for Duviri. They've shown on Twitter and stuff like that, and it will be a lot more of like a FromSoft kind of like non-Warframe experience. It doesn't really seem like a kind of power fantasy, which a lot of people, view Warframe as, but also, as you level up on Duviri, you'll get extra bonus abilities like, being able to summon your horse in missions and stuff, and there's these things called decrees. Well, as you go through Duviri, you'll get getting these buffs, and some of them will do things like, condition overload for your Duviri melee. But reminder, this update will likely not have much to do with the actual, mods and weapons you get unlocked during your normal playthrough. So we'll see how exactly it goes. If it does take your upgrades into account when you're getting these randomized weapons you pick from, Riven mods might be more important than ever if you actually care about this. And likely most people will not care about this, honestly. A lot of people are viewing this as, can we just get Duviri out of the way so we can move on to, the next actual Warframe update? And I'm not being that negative about it. I'm still looking forward to playing this. But I would be, it would be dishonest of me to say I'm not looking forward to the next update after this more than actual Duviri. This feels like another detour, kind of similar to Railjack, where it's like, this is just like another game just jammed in here pretty much. This is not actually Warframe. This is you playing as, literally, you're playing as a different character. You're playing as the Drifter. You're inhaling all the memes right here, and you're going to be This part of the trailer is actually pretty funny. So, he powers up Mesa, and then Mesa's going to one-shot the boss, which I find very accurate to how we are in Warframe. So Mesa goes, and there's the new, this will be a new open world Aura Worm boss fight. And I'm assuming it's going to drop new arcanes. So things you can expect in this update. Definitely new weapons. There does not seem to be any new frame. So no new frame in Duviri. And there's Mesa one-shotting the Aura Worm. I bet that's exactly how it will work when it comes out. Yeah, one bullet from Mesa kills a gigantic worm dragon. But yeah, so there will be new arcanes from this thing is my assumption. After you kill it, we'll drop an arcane, just like an Eidolon fight. There will not be a frame. So remember, Varuna was supposed to be the frame of Duviri, and they removed Varuna from Duviri and made the Lua's Prey update. Okay, so do not expect a new Warframe in Duviri. I'd say expect some weapons for sure. And also expect the Incarnate Unlockers we were talking about a lot. The Incarnate Unlocker is going to make old weapons like the Paris, the Dread, the Boltor, etc., etc. It's going to make them have a next level of power, giving us an Incarnon upgrade tree and an alternative fire mode. So on all platforms, Duviri Paradox will be out on April 26th. Unfortunately, for a lot of you guys out there that are waiting for cross-save, there is no information on cross-save still. So as exciting or as boring as this update looks to a lot of people, they're not going to play it because they have no way of getting off the previous platform they started playing Warframe on. For example, this game's been out for 10 years, right? We're on the 10th anniversary right now. When you started playing, you would have been like, okay, I'm going to start on my PS4. I know I almost started on PS4 a while ago, but in 2023, I would not want to be playing on PS4. Not only is it one of the slowest loading consoles, but, there's PS5 now. You can play on PC. The older software, actually, I think with PS5, you can actually switch from PS4 to PS5. So maybe not the best example, but let's say you don't have a PS5, or you want to go from PS4 to PC. You are unable to do that unless you completely restart your account right now. And that is what's holding a lot of people back. Duviri might as well not even exist for all those people that feel a prisoner on their previous platform. So that is still unfortunately not announced, and I'm sure that they will not be announcing anything about that in the very near future. That might be their next thing they're working on. I'd expect like some cross-save information at around TennoCon, which is not going to be until late August. So yeah, we are getting Duviri in April, so that's great. Hopefully you guys have your Incarnon Unlocker Rivens if you are trying to hunt those out. I'm probably going to have a video tomorrow going over all the Incarnon Unlocker Rivens I've acquired over the last couple months. I'm not exactly happy with all of them, and by the way, this will be the door to Duviri, apparently. Can we see through the door? No, we can't. But, you know, at the same time, we're only going to be getting access to a couple Incarnon Unlockers per week anyway. If you guys didn't know this, it will be 2 Incarnon Unlockers per week per player, it seems like. So, yeah, that's kind of boring, but, you know, they do want to make it so there's lots of weekly reasons to log in. So that's probably what they're looking at it like. It's like, okay, well, this guy's going to sign in, get his Dread Incarnon Unlocker, get his Paris Incarnon Unlocker, do his weekly Archon hunt, and then at that point, you know, he's looked at the market enough times that he might have wanted to buy Plat. That's pretty much what they're trying to do. So the more weeklies they jam into this game, you know, the more enticed you might be to come back and play, because I'm sure the player numbers are good right now, but again, if we don't have cross-save, a lot of those people are not going to come back in the first place. So as far as prepping for Duviri, you don't really need to do much. It's going to be more of a mid-game update is what they were saying. And also, if you are a brand new player, Duviri will be an alternate start to the game instead as well. So instead of you just doing the Vor's Prize quest, you can load in and start your new account on Duviri. And depending how bottlenecked we are with daily rep and stuff like that, maybe I'll make an alt account just to try out more Incarnon Unlockers in the first place. Probably not, though. So if you want to prepare for it, I'd say just, you know, maybe get some Rivens for some old nostalgic weapons that you have, maybe like the Paris, like I said earlier, the Bratton, the bow, things like that are going to be your friends on this. Additionally, this April 26th, I believe it's going to be during a double credit weekend. No, actually it won't. There will be no double credit weekend for that week, thankfully. But the upcoming week, not this weekend, but the weekend after that, the weekend before Duviri is going to be double credit. So if you want to get a good credit amount before Duviri, I doubt anyone's going to be wanting to do Prof Taker after Duviri comes out. So maybe get around to that before it actually releases. And yeah, so no frame. I don't know if I'll be able to get a Legendary Rank 3 during Duviri. We'll see how. I bet there will be at least 2 weapons worth of Mastery fodder from Duviri. So I'll get Legendary Rank 3, even though I'm not a founder. But yeah, don't expect any frame. Expect some weapons, I'd say. But expect very different from normal Warframe kind of gameplay. You're playing as the Drifter. You're going to be mostly melee. The Aura Worm boss fight isn't involved with you riding on a horse, it seems like. So we will have to see exactly what happens. But either way, I'm looking forward to it. I'm glad DE finally announced the release date. I was getting pretty annoyed. I'm like, what's going on here? Like, I feel like I'm doing more hyping up than they are. But yeah, they finally got around to it and released the trailer. So I'll link that trailer in the description if you want to go check it out. And I'll see you guys tomorrow in another video. We'll have plenty of videos coming up here, moving into Duviri since they finally announced it. All right, guys, take it easy. Appreciate the support. Peace.